Hello, the internet. How are you doing? I was just going to talk a bit about something that's been bothering me over the last couple of days. I have a pretty low opinion of humanity in general. I'm something of a misanthrope. But you know, I do have certain values and beliefs, and one of those beliefs is that when someone dies, we have the right to mourn them peacefully. We have the right to mourn our losses very peacefully. And without harassment from other people. One of the many reasons I don't like the Westboro Baptist Church is because they don't allow people to do this. They constantly harass people while they're trying to mourn their dead. They create a lot of unrest, which I think is rather disgusting. So when you go to tribute pages to people who have recently committed suicide and start posting abusive comments on them, you're doing the same sort of thing. You're interfering with someone else's grievance, and you obviously shouldn't really do this. It's a bit worrying that anyone really needs to be told this. One of the things I keep hearing about Amanda Todd is people saying, why is everyone so concerned about her? Thousands of people die every day. Why is everyone so concerned about one person? This isn't really how emotions work, I'm afraid. I don't know anyone who logs into their computer in the morning and does in-depth research into how many people have died of that in the last 24 hours and then starts proportioning their sympathies out in some sort of form, of emotional communism is what I'm calling it. I don't know anyone who does that. I don't know anyone who does that because it would take forever. And also, that's really not how emotions work. Our emotions are our reactions to things. The people we feel the most sympathy towards are usually the people we can relate to more. And people can obviously relate to this situation very much, because people in the Western world, someone like Amanda Todd could very easily be their child. They could end up being stalked on the internet and bullied, physically bullied, and all sorts of other awful things. So I'm a bit concerned that people are either being deliberately dumb as to how emotions work, or that they've obviously never actually experienced an emotion before, because it's ridiculous to not understand that. Imagine if we applied this logic to other emotions. Imagine you tell your spouse or significant other that they're the most beautiful person in the world. Now, this obviously isn't supposed to be a negative comment on the physical appearance of everyone else in the world, is it? No, it's just that you, for certain reasons, feel the need to tell a certain person that they are the most beautiful person in the world. And similarly, for certain reasons, some people will feel more sympathy and more compassion for certain deceased people than others. This sort of stupidity has been extended further by people saying, well, look at this tribute page to someone who committed suicide. They've only got this many likes, whereas Amanda Todd has 900,000 plus likes or something. And this is really stupid because likes on Facebook are meaningless. I don't know why anyone who hasn't figured that out yet. That's just really ridiculous. Facebook likes are just someone clicking something that they happen to have seen. When you like something on Facebook, you don't sit there wondering whether everything else, everyone else's tribute page has also been clicked and go, right, I'm going to do, this in-depth research to find out about everyone who's died in the last however much time, and then go and make sure I like every single one and make sure everyone has somewhere close to the same number of likes. It's really not how life works. I don't know why anyone can't grasp that of their own accord. But moving on, another thing I keep hearing that's disturbed me quite a lot is people saying suicide is cowardly, that Amanda Todd is a coward or is weak for having committed suicide. No, she isn't. She was mentally ill and a child. Mentally ill people cannot be expected to live the same way as, to be held to the same standards, I suppose I should say, as those who are not mentally ill. It is not reasonable. And mental illness, yes, is real. If you don't think mental illness is real, then you're wrong. In the same way, if you think evolution isn't real, you're wrong. Or if you think climate change isn't real, you're wrong. And you're also insulting a lot of people who've put a lot of work into studying these areas and learning about them. And obviously in the case of mental illness, you're being highly disrespectful to people who actually suffer from mental illness. It's real. If you don't believe that, you need to crack the spine of a book and try and learn something about it. So I don't think it's at all appropriate to say someone who commits suicide is a coward, in the same way I don't think it's appropriate to tell a physically disabled person that they're lazy because they're not running around the room. It's not illogical, it's also stupidly insensitive. So, the point I'm really raising to is that you are not the sympathy police. It is not your job to go around telling other people who they should and should not be feeling sympathy towards, or making assumptions about why they feel sympathy for certain people and trying to sort of readjust them. It really isn't your job to do that, nor is it anyone's job. If you actually want to know why people sympathise more with Amanda Todd's death than maybe others, is because they can relate to it more. They have more information about it. It was documented on the internet a lot more, and as such they relate to it more. It's not really just about her, it's what she represents. She represents a problem in society which I think people trivialise way too much, bullying, and she represents a number of dimensions of that. You know, she was not just cyber-bullied, she was physically bullied. She was also, as far as I'm concerned, she was raped, because that's what it is if someone has sex with an underage, mentally ill person. That is a form of rape. It can't be considered consensual. And it's something quite disturbing about when people sympathise a lot more, seem to sympathise more with bullies than with the victims. If you do this, you're what's known as a bully apologist. You're making excuses for people who do these kind of things. So please don't use this as an excuse to just post stupid memes. Posting stupid memes is annoying enough in itself, without you pretending that you're doing it for some kind of noble cause or because you're trying to educate people. You're really not. You're just indulging in some very cheap and very stupid humour. So yeah, there isn't much more to say about the matter really. I was feeling quite bummed out the last couple of days because I was quite. Yeah, I have quite a low opinion of the human race in general, but these things like this always remind me of why I have such a low opinion of the human race. But having said a few things about it and had a couple of people agree with me about it, yeah, maybe lightened up a little bit there. But yeah, in conclusion, you are not the sympathy police. Mental illness is real, and you need to actually learn how emotions work, or stop pretending that you don't know how they work, or you stop judging people for having them. And that's really all I've got to say on that. Goodbye.